Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into Fallen Goddess, that crazy addictive gacha RPG we all can't stop playing. If you've been summoning like a wild and staring at your growing list of characters wondering, who the heck do I actually use? Then don't worry, I've got you. With over 50 unique characters in the game, it's super easy to get overwhelmed. But let's be real, not every character is a game changer, and some are just, well, sitting there looking pretty in your roster. In this video, I'm breaking down the ultimate Fallen Goddess tier list. We're talking best of the best, who you want on your main squad, and who's better left on the bench. Whether you're new to the game or you've already pulled a few SSRs, this list is going to help you build a team that actually slaps. Let's jump right in and see which goddesses are truly worth the hype. I'm quickly moving on to the video and I'm ranking characters in Fallen Goddess. Before we start, if you enjoy these types of tier list videos, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Enjoy watching.
My friends, only 0.1% of viewers subscribe. If you like this type of content, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you in advance for your support.
The characters in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Light Kokya, Full Moon, Jadis, Dark Execution, Lily, Larian, Dark Orphe, Miss, Ottoman, Quinta, Sheila, and Light Icarus. Here we go. The part of the list where dreams start fading and reality sets in. Welcome to the D tier, where characters try their best, but well, it's not quite enough. Let's dive into this collection of underwhelming legends and loyal benchwarmers from Fallen Goddess. Let's kick things off with Light Kokya. Look, I'll give credit where it's due. The basic damage is decent, you're not gonna cry every time you use them. But the moment you need versatility, especially in player versus environment or player versus player content, Kokya just checks out. There's no flexibility, no surprise plays, and when you compare them to actual top tier damage dealers, it's like bringing a spoon to a sword fight. Next up, Full Moon, the poster child for meh. Consistent? Yes, you'll get that slow drip of steady damage, but if you're looking for explosive burst damage, keep dreaming. Full Moon just can't deliver those high impact moments, and outside of a regular attack roll, there's really not much going on. Not useless, but painfully one-dimensional. Then we have Jadis, who feels like they were designed to teach you what basic means. Fundamental attacks? Sure, they do exactly what the manual says, but that skill set, oof, it just doesn't compare to higher tier characters who can bend the battlefield with a single move. And when battles drag on, Jadis starts crumbling fast. Reliability is great, until the fight gets serious. Dark Execution brings a little spice with the ability to mess up enemy formations, which is neat, I'll admit that. But once the novelty wears off, the flaws become loud. Low durability and poor scaling in longer fights make Dark Execution a liability. One or two good moments early on, then it's like they're just there for moral support. Now let's talk about Lily, the quiet background supporter. She consistently contributes in battle. Steady, dependable, almost like a walking health bar. But when it comes to offensive power, not there. In player versus player, she really struggles to bring anything game-changing to the table. She's like that one teammate who's always present but never makes a highlight reel. Larian follows a similar tune. Predictable damage? Yes. Stable performance? Absolutely. But that's about it. There's barely any crowd control, which hurts the team's synergy, and once the game transitions into the late stage, Larian just fizzles out. No drama, no excitement, just soft, declining numbers. Let's not forget Dark Orphe, who can deliver some burst damage, which is a breath of fresh air in this tier, but it comes at a price. They're so squishy that getting one shot is almost a rite of passage, and with barely any defensive options, you're playing a constant game of please don't target Orphe every time they step on the field. And finally, there's Miss, Ottoman, Quinta, Sheila, and Light Icarus, our honorary club of characters who make you wish you picked someone else. Miss has okay damage but offers no area of effect or crowd control tools. Ottoman is consistent but feels like they're walking through molasses, painfully slow and irrelevant in the late game. Quinta brings damage over time, which is nice in theory, but completely falls apart in team synergy. Sheila, cute support buffs and healing, but overshadowed by literally anyone else with a toolkit. And Light Icarus, well, they show up, I guess. Basic utility, low damage, zero late game presence. You could swap them out with a training dummy and probably not notice. So yeah, D tier in Fallen Goddess is basically where potential comes to chill out and take a nap. You can still win with these characters. Anything's possible with the right build and a miracle, but let's just say you're going to be working a lot harder than you need to. The characters in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Brand, Dracula, Milia, Kiki Titan, Dark Owl, Light Raphael, Xiaote, Dark Talumex, Ilia, Rose, Rosette, Seth, Huang Quan, and Dark Caliph. Oh boy, you know things are getting spicy when we start dipping into the C tier. This is where the characters aren't necessarily bad, but they sure do make you work harder than you'd like. They're like that one teammate who might clutch the round or might trip over their own feet. It's a gamble every time. Let's talk about Brand first. Brand is your middle of the row kind of guy. His damage is solid, he's got crowd control for days, but none of it really locks in when you need it to. You'll land a combo and think, yeah, this is it. And then the enemy just shrugs it off. He's dependable in the way an old car is. Works most days, just don't ask too much of it. Now Dracula sounds like he should be way cooler than he actually is. Don't get me wrong, his single target attacks slap, and that life leech can save your undead butt more than once. But in a long battle, he gets tired real quick. It's like he shows up to the fight, bites someone real hard and then says, alright, I need a nap. Milia. She's that flashy DPS you want to bring to PvP for the drama. She deals insane burst damage and absolutely nukes enemies if they're not paying attention. But she's squishier than a marshmallow in a microwave. One wrong move and she's gone. You basically have to bubble wrap her with support characters if you want her to survive more than a few seconds. Kiki Titan brings the boom, massive area of effect attacks that just mess with the enemy team. She's got disruption down to an art. The only downside, if the enemies have shields up, she might as well be tickling them. It's all about timing with her. Hit at the right moment and she's glorious. Miss it, and you're left staring at the cooldown screen. Dark Owl is the edgy sniper of the squad. Big critical hits, clean targeting, but oof, that accuracy. You get the feeling they skipped target practice to look cool in a hoodie. If the enemy has a high dodge rate, Dark Owl spends more time missing than actually dealing damage. When the shots land, it's beautiful. When they don't, well, it's just sad. Then there's Light Raphael. Imagine bringing a very tired nurse to a battlefield. Amazing healing, but she takes her sweet time. Her area of effect healing is super useful, especially in drawn out fights. But without a tanky front line to keep her safe, she gets overwhelmed fast. Definitely not your go-to if you're planning to run a glass cannon comp. Oh, and Xiaote, versatile, magical, and extremely dangerous to herself. She can adapt to almost any situation, and her magic hits like a truck. But she's the classic glass cannon. Overextend just a little, and she's toast. It's a delicate balance with her, but when you pull it off, she's devastating. Finally, Dark Talumex and the gang. Think of him as the hyper dodge king. He's quick, has great priority on his moves, and can be hard to pin down. But this all comes at the cost of direct PvP power. He's slippery, not strong, good for annoying enemies, not so great at finishing them off. He's the mosquito of your team, aggravating but not exactly lethal. And that's the beauty of C tier in Fallen Goddess. These characters can shine, but you've got to finesse it. They're not pick up and win champs, they're the weirdos with potential. Love them, learn them, and maybe, just maybe, you'll make magic happen. The characters in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Light Oros, Nossa, Oraham, Max, Dark Lita, Dudu, Catherine, Light Sulla, Shiver, Firefly, and Zero. Oh, you know we're in the B tier when things start to get spicy. Not overpowered, but just the right blend of potential and personality. Let's talk about the squad that might not always steal the spotlight, but absolutely holds it down in the clutch moments. These are the characters who may not break the game, but they'll definitely break some enemy formations if you know how to handle them right. Starting off with Light Oros, a character that's all about balance. The damage output, smooth. The skill execution, consistently reliable. Light Oros fits beautifully into most teams thanks to solid synergy and supportive utility that makes everyone around them just a little bit better. The only real problem? Going up against those heavily armored mobs is like trying to cut steel with a butter knife. It gets rough real quick. Next, let's talk Nossa. Nossa is your go-to for consistent damage and crowd control. She doesn't flinch when the screen is full of enemies, she just gets to work. And the best part? She scales amazingly with proper investment. Give her the upgrades and she'll carry her weight and then some. But heads up, if she gets stuck in a prolonged firefight without backup, she can start to crumble under pressure. So yeah, strong, but keep an eye on her. Then there's Dark Oraham, who walks into battle like, I'm not here for a long time, I'm here for a burst time. He hits hard with his ultimate skills, and his debuffs, Chef's Kiss, perfect for messing up enemy positioning and keeping them off balance. The catch? His survivability drops off fast in longer fights. Basically, he's the kind of guy you want to throw in, let him make a mess, then get him out before things go sideways. Max is one of those characters that rewards precision. High single target damage? Check. Strong attack combos? Double check. He's a damage machine, no doubt about it. And what really makes Max stand out is his versatility. Offense, defense, whatever you need. Just know this, you have to time things right to get the most out of him. It's not a button mash situation. It's more like learning a dance routine. If you're off beat, you're done. Let's not forget about Dark Lita, who's bringing those area of effect attacks with style. She's great at managing energy efficiently and delivers reliable debuffs that make your enemies feel like they left the house without pants, just exposed. That said, her biggest challenge is speed. If she's up against fast attackers, she can get outpaced before she even starts her second move. Still, when she's in control of the tempo, she dominates. Dudu might have the silliest name on the list, but don't let that fool you. This little menace has a rapid attack speed that turns weaker enemies into dust in seconds. The damage just keeps flowing, non-stop. He's amazing for wave clearing and aggressive pushes. Just be aware, without proper support, he doesn't last long in drawn-out fights. So bring a healer or some kind of sustain, or he'll be the first one down. Catherine is one of the most well-rounded characters in this tier. She's got burst damage, she's got sustain damage, and her buffs, so good for team synergy. She makes everyone just a little bit better. The downside, enemies with high resistance can slow her down a lot. So while she's excellent in general situations, she's not always the best pick for highly resistant encounters. Still, she's almost always worth considering. Lastly, let's shine a light on Light Sulla, Shiver, Firefly, and Zero. These four each have a specific role they crush. Light Sulla is all about area of effect damage and crowd control. Super reliable, though a bit squishy in tough battles. Shiver, rapid hits and strong burst, but really vulnerable to counter bursts. Firefly's got movement and tactical debuffs, but struggles against tanky enemies. And Zero, true to name, brings precise, consistent strikes and key debuffs, but really needs a team to help him go the distance. They're like your trusty toolbox, not the flashiest, but when used right, absolutely essential. So yeah, B tier doesn't mean boring. It means nuanced, flexible, and full of potential. These characters shine when they're played smart and backed up right. Think of them as the reliable friends who show up with snacks, good vibes, and a plan. The characters in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Light Avalon, Jessica, Margaret, Light Yui, Dark Fizna, Mitabi, Evie, Shadra, Asasura, and Akasha. Oh come on, tell me you haven't tried to solo a boss fight with Light Avalon and thought, yeah, I've got this. Because honestly, with her balanced burst damage and that sweet consistent damage per second output, it feels like you can handle anything until the cooldown gods betray you. She's fantastic for keeping the momentum going in team fights, especially thanks to those handy buffs. But hey, let's be real. If you're expecting her to nuke the entire enemy team in one explosive move like the characters sitting pretty in S tier, you might end up a little disappointed. Now Jessica, she's the type you want in your corner when things get chaotic. She's like your Swiss army knife in the battlefield, versatile, reliable, and always ready to jump into different roles, whether you're attacking or defending. She plays nice with others too, but the catch, you kinda have to babysit her. Without the right support keeping her alive, her potential just doesn't shine through. But get her a tanky friend or a healer, and boom, she's a powerhouse. Margaret is one of those characters who just gets the assignment, no matter what stage of the game you're in. Early game, late game, it doesn't matter. Her buffs give your entire team a glow up in damage output, and she does it all while staying in her own lane. The only downside? She's not one to steal the spotlight with flashy burst damage. Margaret's more of the quiet MVP, you know, the one who makes everyone else look good. If we're talking about multi-target chaos, Light Yui absolutely deserves a mention. She's got this rhythm to her skills, consistent damage per second with some crowd control sprinkled in like it's seasoning. She thrives when things get messy, like in multi-enemy battles where her area of effect attacks can really shine. The tricky part is landing her skills at the right moment. If you mess up the timing, it's like watching someone dance out of sync. Painful, but fixable. Dark Fizna is that edgy, mysterious pick who secretly carries your team until the enemy goes full blitz mode. His magic damage is solid, and the crowd control, surprisingly annoying in the best way. He's a slow burn though, you need to invest in him. Gear, upgrades, the works before he really starts making waves in the late game. Just don't throw him into a player versus player brawl without backup, or he's toast in seconds. Mitabi, on the other hand, is that sneaky assassin you didn't see coming until your backline is already down. His single target damage is nothing short of brutal, and the debuffs, oh, they hurt. He's a specialist though, stick him in a chaotic team comp and he might underwhelm. But in a well-structured squad, he's surgical, precise, beautifully devastating. Just don't expect him to carry the team solo, he's not that guy. Let's talk Eevee, not the cute one with the evolutions. This one is a combat chameleon. Melee, ranged, doesn't matter. She adapts like a pro. Her skill set is refreshingly unique, and she brings this flexibility that lets you plug her into pretty much any team. The price of that freedom? Resources. She's rare, and upgrading her will burn through your stash faster than a gacha pull spree during a banner event. Worth it though. And finally, we've got Shadra and Asura. Two characters who bring the pressure but in very different ways. Shadra thrives in constant combat, locking enemies down with crowd control and chaining combos like it's Shaden nature. Her damage output stays steady, but she won't be wiping teams in a single strike. Asura, meanwhile, is built for the long game. She's like the tanky marathon runner of the group. Sustained damage, strong buffs, but not exactly quick on the draw when it comes to burst attacks. Still, both of them are reliable as heck and can carry if you know how to play their strengths. And just when you thought we were done, say hello to Akasha. She's the all-rounder, the jack-of-all-trades kind of hero. Offense, defense, support, she's got it all. The problem? She doesn't bring crowd control to the table, so in fights where you need to lock enemies down, she's more of a consistent contributor than a game changer. Still, if you want balance and don't mind the lack of control skills, Akasha's got your back. The characters in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Ajani, Ana Ane, Alice, Brand Blood, Dasky, Dark Eudora, Kulara, Maha, and Light Wei Weian. Oh come on, you knew this part was coming. We're diving into the S tier characters of Fallen Goddess, and yes, they absolutely deserve the spotlight. These are the legends, the game changers, the ones who make you whisper just one more pull at 3 AM. Let's break down why they're dominating both PvE and PvP, and which ones you should prioritize if you're looking to build a powerhouse team. Let's kick things off with Ajani, because honestly, this guy's a menace. He's got exceptional damage output and deals some of the highest damage per second in the game. Whether you're grinding through campaign stages or facing off in arena duels, Ajani delivers. What makes him extra spicy is how easily he blends into most team comps. His skill set is super flexible. He adapts beautifully whether you're going up against bosses or players. Absolute MVP vibes. Then there's Ana Ane, and let me just say, she is dramatic in the best way. Her ultimate skill can flip a whole fight on its head thanks to that crazy burst potential. But she's not just all flair, her support abilities are top tier too. She can temporarily boost the stats of your entire team, which makes her a dream in coordinated setups. Her versatility means she fits into a bunch of different strategies, and honestly, she's never a bad choice. Now, don't sleep on Alice. She might not be the flashiest, but she is a workhorse. Her stats are super balanced and she puts out solid, consistent damage. Plus, with a bit of area of effect power in her kit, she's great for taking on groups. One of the best things about Alice is that she's not too needy. You won't burn through all your resources just trying to level her up. In a game where some ultra rare characters are straight up divas, Alice is refreshingly low maintenance. Brand Blood is the definition of chaotic good. He's got high damage output and some terrifying area of effect potential, especially when it comes to disrupting enemy formations. This guy thrives in teamfights. He's built to make the other side panic. His aggressive playstyle pressures opponents immediately, giving your team the upper hand from the very beginning. Playing Brand Blood feels like kicking the door down and yelling, "Surprise!" Next up, Dasky. If you love watching crit numbers fly off enemies like confetti, you need Dasky. Her critical hit potential is absolutely wild, and she holds her own against pretty much every type of enemy. What makes her even more valuable is how she scales. She actually gets better the longer a fight goes on. That kind of late game dominance is perfect if you're leaning into a more aggressive strategy. You want a magic damage dealer who also brings some crowd control? Say hello to Dark Eudora. Her spell damage is seriously potent, and her ability to control the battlefield with crowd control effects makes her a nightmare for the enemy. Invest in her and she just keeps getting better. Plus, she's got strong bond potential with other characters, which opens up all kinds of synergies in team compositions. Kulara is your go-to if you want to absolutely melt enemy health bars. Her burst damage is explosive, and when you match her up with characters who can apply debuffs or crowd control, she becomes unstoppable. She's ridiculously flexible. Slap her into pretty much any lineup and she'll pull her weight. The way she scales into late game is no joke either. She's not just a nice to have, she's a must. And finally, Maha and Light Wei Weian. two support characters who refuse to be just background players. Maho brings excellent buffs that amplify your entire team's damage and hold strong whether you're attacking or defending. Meanwhile, Light Wei Weian is a beautiful blend of burst damage, reliable output, and support effects like crowd control and stat buffs. She's super easy to upgrade and fits into so many roles that you'll find yourself using her everywhere. So yeah, if you've got any of these S-tier legends sitting in your roster, build them, pamper them, give them all your love and resources, they will carry you. The video ends here. See you in another video. Don't forget to subscribe.